All right, well, thank you for joining us for the last video in our Cyber Essentials series. If you've seen all of them and stuck with us through to the end here, we thank you. We hope that in each module there was something that you learned and benefited from the information that we shared. In this last course, we had reviewed much of the information we had gone over. We realized that a lot of it was focused on offensive security, different types of tools found in Kali Linux, different ways to go about doing reconnaissance on a target and understanding exploitation and what post-exploitation meant and what is adversarial tradecraft. So we also wanted to add, and we know adding it at the end and only giving it's a single video doesn't do it justice, but to talk briefly on defense and what does defense mean, but then also talking about continuing education. A lot of our videos didn't go very deep. They stayed at the 9,000 foot view and gave a brief overview of the concept. And so we just want to talk about some resources that are available to you for continuing education. So let's go ahead and jump in. Again, thank you for sticking with us through here to the end. We hope that you have learned and benefited from this series. So we're going to quickly give a word on defense. We're going to talk about the keep it simple, stupid method. And why we talked so much about offensive security. What does offensive security tooling and techniques look like? What is adversarial tradecraft? Because in order to really defend yourself, you have to know the bad so that you can do good. We're going to talk about some things you can do to increase your security posture now. And then, right, we've reached the end of the road. So let's talk about additional resources where you can continue to develop up to your own capabilities and skill sets. So defense, again, we've focused a lot on red team techniques. We've focused a lot on offensive security. However, there is a lot of knowledge from this that can be applied to the blue team side, to defense. If you know the tactics and techniques and procedures that the big air quotes, bad guys are using against your organization or using against you as a defender, you're going to be better able to both defend yourselves and the organizations that you're protecting. If you don't know what the bad guys are doing and how they're breaking in, how will you defend a network? So learning quote unquote bad guy techniques and methodologies will always help you become better at cybersecurity. There's a concept in our industry now called purple team, which is a mixing of blue team and red team coming together, culminating in information sharing and ideas with each other. It's a little bit of spy versus spy. I'm going to do this. What would you do to defend? Oh, I'll defend it in this way. What way are you going to bypass it, right? It's also a bit of an exercise and something organizations do collaboratively to develop out their security posture. But we know, and I think even you know, that defensive cybersecurity is hard because the bad guys only need to find a single hole in your defenses to be able to seize on their objective. So it is important to stay vigilant. The internet is very much the Wild West, and it's very difficult to find time for rest. It is very important for organizations to communicate, share information. If you and your own organization are not sharing amongst your different defensive teams, if you have an offensive security team and defensive security team, they should be sharing information together because information silos in this industry are toxic. The industry as a whole is going to be far better and will be a change if we are able to share information. We'll be able to succeed and actually defend organizations against some of these emerging attacks. So how can you increase your security posture now? Well, if we talk about the keep it simple, stupid method, A lot of these recommendations you probably recognize as a part of the CIS controls, right? Or the Simple 8 maturity model. Many organizations try to get way too fancy in what they are doing, and then forget the basics. They try and buy the new latest greatest solution that has AI and ML and blockchain and all these things, and they have forgotten some of the simple steps that they can take to harden their environment. Things like patch management, doing and having an up-to-date and recent inventory survey, knowing what assets you're going to have to protect and where they're located, ensuring that everyone in your organization has the privileges they need to do the job that they're assigned, or the principle of least privilege. Not everyone in the organization or in your business or even yourself needs to have administrative rights. If you're at home and you're working on your computer and you're just writing emails or playing video games, right? You don't need to be doing that from an administrator account. You potentially could be exposing yourself to greater risk than if you used a different non-administrator user account to do what you're doing. Network segmentation is important, being able to segment out those networks and ensure they're not flat, so that, you know, it makes it very easy for an actor to pivot throughout your organization. Now, network segmentation is by no means foolproof. There are ways to pivot through a network, even if they have applied network segmentation, but it helps, right? User awareness training. This is a topic that can help not only prevent phishing, but also social engineering. Having your users be aware of maybe what phishing emails look like, what does it mean for someone to try and phish you, right? The security awareness training should be part of any security practice at an organization. And also, it is very important to maintain an awareness of your own public internet exposure, right? If you're using one of the public clouds, or you got resources out in different locations or what have you, right? Do you know what your perimeter looks like? Do you know what resources you have out open on the internet talking with each other? And have you done an evaluation to see, did I limit the ports and services that were unnecessary and didn't need to be open to the internet? Did I make sure I turned those off, or harden my firewall so those don't get out, right? These are some simple methods and techniques that you can do and apply to get done and increase your own security posture. And so, right, we've reached the end. This is the end of our Cyber Essentials series. We've talked about many different topics in the area of cybersecurity. We primarily focused on offensive security and red teaming and different types of tools, techniques, and software that is available if you're going to do or engage on a penetration test or do something in the offensive security space. But the road really does not stop here. There's so much to learn and so much available to you in cyber, that expanding your horizons and learning more is great. So one of the things I would encourage, if it's been a while since you've watched the other videos, go back through the previous courses as a refresher where necessary, and just know that we have barely scratched the surface. So again, real quick, I want to talk about this. When it comes to increasing your own security posture, make sure to embrace a keep it simple, stupid method. Know that some of these steps are on the CIS controls list, but then also embracing an Essential 8 maturity model or looking at NIST cybersecurity framework can help you. So let's go ahead and launch into continuing education. What more can you do to develop yourself out? We at Tech Data have a partnership with Cybrary. They go beyond, they do cybersecurity fundamentals and beyond. There's also certification study help. They've partnered with us here at the Tech Data Cyber Range, and you can use the Tech Data 50 code there. And it is just a great place to learn more about cyber. We also have a partnership with Rangeforce. We engage with them a lot here in the cyber range. They provide an interactive hands-on cybersecurity skills training platform, great for developing hands-on competencies in cyber. They have many different battle paths with increasing degrees of complexity. So if you're a great self-learner and you're self-motivated and you want to learn more, reach out to Rangeforce. They have a community edition of their platform if you can't pay for the fee-based one. But I would encourage you, if you want to develop out your competency in cyber and you're trying to go from 0 to hero or really become good, Rangeforce is the place to do it. There are other free resources available to you. There's Over the Wire and Under the Wire. Over the Wire can help you learn and practice security concepts. It's a wargaming site. Under the Wire can help you to learn and practice PowerShell. It's also a wargaming site. There's also Hack the Box. Hack the Box has their own offensive security focused platform where there's different types of machines and networks and environments that you can do hands-on exercises in labs and develop your offensive security competency. They as well have come out with their new, with their own academy where you can not only learn from the ground up offensive security and some of the different types of tools and techniques that we've gone over, but can also learn some other cybersecurity skills and develop those out. TryHackMe is another great hands-on cybersecurity training platform that has real-world scenarios. It's got these what they call bite-sized and gamified lessons where you can do certain cyber defense and cyber offense paths and level up your knowledge for free. It's very much community focused. There's a big community established around it. So that's TryHackMe. Another resource is MITRE ATT&CK. We've mentioned it on several occasions, specifically mentioned during our adversarial tradecraft video, but it's a knowledge base of adversarial tactics and techniques, and these are all based upon their real-time observations. They it is MITRE attacks matrix is a foundation for developing your own threat models, understanding, well, maybe based upon the industry vertical you're in, what type of actors may be coming after you or looking to compromise your network. So again, training against known techniques is great. It can be used and can help you to increase your ability to detect the bad. In my own opinion, and the opinion of some of the others here at the cyber range, it is an invaluable resource. So diving in, learning about what they're doing, learning about what they've documented is great for your career and great for developing out your cybersecurity competency. They also have training through MITRE Ingenuity, and they are partnered with CyberA as well, where you can go through their Ingenuity training and learn about MITRE and how to use and do what they call threat-informed defense. So on the blue team track, there is as well some other blue team training places and resources. There's securityblue.team for hands-on training and defense-focused certifications. Blue Team Labs is free, and you can conduct different types of active investigations. And there's cyberdefenders.org, which allows for you to validate your old skills, acquire new ones, and even further practice those recently acquired new skills. So I've heard a lot that blue team training is hard and there's not much available, but here we go. There's some resources and they do exist. So again, this is the last video in our Cybersecurity Essentials series. We hope that through each different video that we have published, that there is something new that you learn. And a competency that you now are inclined to go and develop out on your own. And as always, if there are any questions, go ahead and email us at cyberrange@techdata.com. Thank you.